Hey everyone, Perry Hirth, Keller Williams Realty coming to you with a 2026 mid-year market update. I'm studying the numbers. If you're curious as to what's happening with home values or the real estate market, honestly, don't pay attention to the headlines, whether it be local or national. Real estate is and always will be a local business, and here in the Twin Cities, it is no different. Our market has a story to tell, and depending on where you're at in the metro area, things could be a little bit different. But looking at the first half of 2026, I would say the market isn't honestly getting easier. It's truly getting healthier. In my 21 years in the business, it very much feels like a healthy market. We're seeing plenty of homes come on the market. We continue to see homes appreciating at a sustainable rate. We see buyers have time to make choices. And, we're not seeing crazy concessions like we saw post-COVID. So when we look at the big picture, let's start off Twin Cities, 13 county metro. When you look at the rolling 12-month numbers across the Twin Cities, again, we're seeing steady growth, not dramatic swings. New listings are up 3.8%, so we do have more inventory than a year ago. Closed sales are only up 1.1%, so that's just a tiny increase. Medium home price is up 1.9% to $395,000. The average sales price is up 2.2%. So what does all of that still tell? What does all of that tell us? Honestly, people are still moving. Rates have ticked up. That doesn't mean life stops. People are still making moves because families grow. People change jobs. They relocate. Kids graduate and leave the house. People retire and want to go into one-level living. There's death, there's divorce, all sorts of things. These life events happen regardless of what's happening to the rates and the market. So we're seeing inventory. The number of homes for sale across the Twin Cities metro is now at 2.8 months of inventory compared to 2.7 a year ago. So it's just a little bit higher. Average days on market's 49 days. That's still considered a seller's market. A balanced market is roughly 5 to 6 months of inventory. Buyers honestly finally have a little more time to compare houses. They have a little bit of negotiating power when appropriate. They can make thoughtful decisions instead of feeling pressure to waive contingencies out there. Honestly, in all my years, it feels exactly like what a healthy housing market should look like. And that's good news for both buyers and sellers here in the Twin Cities. So one question I get all the time is, hey, are home prices going to fall here in the Twin Cities? And based on what we're seeing here across the metro area, I'd honestly say not really. Are we seeing some price reductions? We certainly are. Their homes are appreciating at more of a normal pace. I mean, I think last year was 3.7% overall as far as appreciation. We're at 2.2 right now. Again, it's not the rapid increase we saw post-COVID. And this 2% number is actually pretty encouraging. It's sustainable, it's predictable, and homeowners are continuing to build equity. So buyers out there aren't chasing prices that are climbing so high every single month. That's a much healthier place to be. It's a great environment for both buying and selling right now. Another number I always watch closely is, are homes selling for their asking price? Around the Twin Cities, sellers are still receiving roughly 98.6% of original list to sale price over the last 12 months. My own average for sellers is 103%, so there's that. Buyers have the opportunity to be a little bit more selective when they're buying a house. We do see pricing strategy matters more than it did several years ago, so it definitely is important to price your home right. So I want to look at two specific markets that I love. Let's look at Bloomington. I lived in Bloomington 10 years. My kids went to school in Bloomington, and over the last 12 months in Bloomington, new listings are up 6.3%. Closed sales are up 7.3%, so homes are selling. That's a sign of a great market in Bloomington. If you're thinking about putting your house on the market, the median sales price is essentially flat in Bloomington, just under 1%. And homes are selling in 37 days, which is beating the overall market average, and sellers are getting 99.5% of sale from list price. So demand in Bloomington hasn't really gone anywhere. Buyers are still actively pursuing homes there. I just sold one off market this past week. It closes this week. That was sold in multiple offers. Your home has to be priced right and it has to present well. So Let's now take a peek at the east side, Woodbury. Fell in love with Woodbury when we moved there 4 years ago. Over the last year, new listings are down almost 6%, 5.6%. And the median sale price in Woodbury is also down 2.2% from a year ago. So at first glance, those numbers might sound a little concerning, but honestly, the context matters. Homes are still selling in roughly about 50 days. Sellers are receiving 98% of their asking price, and inventory still in Woodbury remains relatively tight compared to historical standards. So what that means, honestly, is Woodbury has simply shifted to more of a balanced market, and obviously there's a wide range of prices there in Woodbury. So buyers have the opportunity to negotiate. Sellers still need to price strategically, and quality of homes continues to find, great buyers. So you have to prepare your house for sale. It's got to be in great condition, and you got to price it right. So what's going to happen here in the next 6 months? Honestly, I think it's going to be more of the same. I think we're going to see steady appreciation. We're going to see gradually improving inventory, meaning I think inventory might go down a little bit. We're going to see an opportunity to negotiate, room for buyers. Sellers, again, need to continue to price their home right. They need to prepare it for sale. And honestly, this isn't a weak market. You have to be strategic. You have to consider all your options when you're getting ready to sell and when you buy. So it's probably the most balanced market we've seen in quite some time. And honestly, in all my years, it feels refreshing. So if you're wondering what all of this means to you as a potential buyer or seller here in the Twin Cities, it would be worth a conversation. I'm happy to get together in person or have a call with you to understand what your needs are and what you want to accomplish. And if now is the right time to potentially buy, sell, invest, maybe you want to move up, maybe you want to move on to one level living, whatever your goals are, I'm here to be a resource, happy to help, and can't wait to connect with you. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Be sure to subscribe. And again, don't hesitate to reach out if I can help in any way. Have a great week.